Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's I'm going to be reviewing the Volkswagen GLI, and this one has the manual. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Ken Garth Volkswagen here in Orem for giving me some time with this GLI. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. Also include a link to my car buying guide as well. Let's get into it. Under the hood we have a turbo 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 6-speed manual. Fuel economy is 26 around town and then 36 on the highway, with power outputs being 228 horsepower and then 258 pound-feet of torque. Now before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you need some more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So I really like the body lines here on the hood of the GLI. I think that looks really sharp if you ask me. And then the headlight design is also really cool as well. You can see that that kind of goes into the Volkswagen logo. You got the little GLI badge there off to the side. Of course, you got the red paint there at the bottom. And overall, cool looking car. Now our tire wheel setup is 225 by 45 by 18 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see here with the wheels completely blacked out, you got the red brake caliper. Again, red's kind of the contrast element here. GLI there on the side. And then if we take a few steps back, cool looking. I've got the key fob here with the lock and the unlock function, popping for the trunk. Hold that and that'll pop it open, and you got the Volkswagen logo. And the trunk actually pops all the way open, which is pretty cool. We've got the tabs to fold down the seats, which is another nice feature, and plenty of storage here in the back. So again, this isn't a massive car. Again, it's similar in size to like a Honda Civic, for example, but pretty spacious back here. Got the blacked out spoiler there on the back, and then you've got this cool new taillight design as well. GLI there in the center, just kind of a cool accent. Rounded off exhaust tips, and well, that's the rest of the rear. And this leads us inside, where you can see that we actually have soft touch here, and that's not soft touch, but it is gray to contrast, which is kind of cool. Matches the theme on the seats here, which I like the stitching and everything. It's sharp looking. Now getting in's pretty easy. Just gotta pop down in. Got good legroom back here. Got a little storage pocket just on that side. And then headroom is actually pretty good. And this leads us up front, where again, we've got soft touch here. You can see with the stitching, the gray trim, all of that down below. We've got all of our window controls here. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And here's the seat itself, perforated all down the center portion. All of our adjustments here on the side. We also have our memory seat function. Got our 3-pedal layout as well. And this is cool. All the stitching. Now here's a quick look at the steering wheel. You got soft touch here at the top and at the bottom. GLI logo there as well. And then you can see perforated on either side. Practical controls in the front, including for the center here. Heated steering wheel, you've got your cruise control as well. And then just traditional stock here in the back. And this is cool looking much closer. I think they've done a good job with the kind of like digital design. And notice you can kind of go through and you can change the view. It's kind of like Audi's virtual cockpit, but just the Volkswagen version. Backup camera in reverse. Pretty straightforward setup with that. And then as for the infotainment system itself, there we go. Go from the camera. Oops, didn't mean to pull that up. You can control the climate from the infotainment system if you want, but it's got like these shortcut buttons on the side, and it responds pretty quickly overall. So I think it's a nice system to use. Soft touch trim all across the dash. See down below as well with the trim that goes to the vent. And we've got more vents here, and then we have our dual zone climate. We actually have heated and ventilated seats with this, which is a nice luxury feature. Little charging area down below. This is our shifter for the manual. The reverse lockup, by the way, is just push down, over and up. Pretty straightforward with that. Get your parking brake here with your drive mode select here. So it'll pop up in the center to let you know which one you're in. So kind of a cool setup there. Stability control button. Got some cup holders here. Storage in the center console. Nice trim. And the glove box also has some solid storage. Here's a window sticker for this GLI Autobahn. Again, Autobahn's kind of like their loaded up package. Most everything's standard. We do have a few options, you know? And then there's your total MSRP, $35,023. Well, GLI. Let us set off. This is kind of like the cool Jetta. And it has cooled seats, so it works, right? I think that Volkswagen has done a fantastic job with this new Jetta. It's kind of underrated, right? I haven't, maybe I just don't, I'm just not on YouTube really all that. I know I post on YouTube, but outside of like documentaries, I don't really watch YouTube. But I haven't seen like a lot of stuff pop up on this, you know? I've seen, yeah, I really haven't seen anything. I know there's reviews on it, but yeah, it doesn't seem like people are as interested on this as some of the other compact cars. But it's a cool setup. Manual transmission. It's got a turbo 4-cylinder with some pretty solid power, and it's got a very nice interior. Again, this is basically taking the interior from the new, a little bit different though because the climate control is different, but basically the interior from the new Golf and thrown it into a car that's a little bit more affordable, especially when you compare it to a GTI. I mean, this is basically one of the ways you could look at the GLI is this kind of like a GTI but sedan form, and again, more affordable. I will say the transmission's kind of interesting with the actuation. Volkswagen's transmissions are kind of soft into the gates. Like some shifters, you got to really stick it into the gate. This, on the other hand, though, you don't really do much. It's just kind of like this, yeah, soft actuation there. Finally a green light. I think, yeah, we finally got a green light. It's gonna take forever to move though. I'm reviewing cars during the worst possible time of the day. I don't know why this is. Just bump it over the sound, I guess. But you're getting up and moving some. It's got pretty good power. I will say I've got my work shoes on, and it is a little bit, these pedals are so slippery, the bottom of my shoes, because of the metallic trim on them. Looks nice, slippery. Yeah, pretty easy to rev match there, so that's not bad. Yeah, the shifter is kind of, again, the actuation into the gates is just strange. It's got that turbo shove that's nice. Let's change the drive mode here to sport. See if that feels any different. Suspension's pretty comfortable, so that's nice. It's a plus. Yeah, steering's very light. It's got some good pep in its step. Really does. Oh man, I don't think we're gonna beat this. Ah! We did it! It's quick! It's pretty darn quick. It's a fun car. It's definitely a fun car. So to sum things up, the GLI, again, this is basically sedan GTI, less money. So if you like the GTI, but you want something that is, I would say, a little bit more affordable, but basically the same concept, that's what this provides. Same powertrain, everything's the same. It's just not as stylized, and it obviously doesn't have the hatchback. I know some people, right, die hard on the hatchbacks, but if you aren't so die hard on the hatchback, then this is just a really cool option to go for. So let me know, guys, think about the GLI, but I do think it's always the underrated Volkswagen, like I said, because everyone's always going hardcore into the GTI. They're always talking about that, and the, you know, the Golf R, which are really cool cars, don't get me wrong, but this is cool in its own way. Not too bad, actually. Usually I guess it's a car, which helps out. Sometimes it's hard to get up curbs, but we'll see with the front wheels here. As I was saying, I think this is a really cool car. I think that it looks cool, performs well, everything's solid. And so let me know what you guys think about the GLI. Let me know if you like this as much, less, more than the GTI.